man who stood on the couch.
Cold water.
I think you got out with
Cold water.
Hello, can you hear me? Alright, my name is Samuel Corona. I'm a lifelong resident and activist in the southeast side. I spent all my life here except for 4 years when I decided to take a vacation to the Marine Corps. Okay? So after that, I became a father and I started trying to do things for my kids. And I realized that the conditions that my kids are living in are terrible. And it wasn't until I became an activist for environmental justice and fighting environmental racism that I understood that the conditions we are living in the 10th Ward are set that way because they don't give a shit about our people out here. Excuse my language, that's the way I feel. The way I feel,
That's the way we feel.
this industry that we have come to, that we've come to appreciate as our prisoners that make us prisoners in our own homes. For many years we've been fighting everything from pet cults, manganese, and now General Iron is getting flushed down the toilets in 10th Ward. What do we get? We get shit. We get trampled on. Our whole history of building this city with the steel mills and our industry engines that we're building downtown Chicago. What are we left with now? My generation, we're buried alive with pet coke, manganese, scrap iron, and any other trash they can sit there and throw at us. Why? Because it needs to go somewhere. When they're making something down in beautiful Lincoln Yards, over $1 billion to get rid of General Iron so they can come down here.
That ain't right.
That ain't right. And environmental justice isn't just something that happens in Chicago. It's the poisoning of waters of Flint, Michigan. It's the poisoning of land, of every indigenous land that has been taken over by oil pipelines and the greed that has been lived in the United States of America. We need to stop understanding and we need to stop living that fucking lie of profit over people. Because guess what? These people are not going to take it no more. This fight is only beginning. They're not going to take it no more. And I'm sorry, I had a beautiful speech, but I'm just going to let this shit ride. And I'm going to finish this with one quote that started me on the activism moment. And it starts off like this. This land is not given to us by our forefathers, but it's donated to us by our children. So because of that, we got to keep on fighting. Every time we rally, every time we go, you need to be out there with us. We're not doing it for the fucking Facebook, for our alderman, for our city. We're doing it for the next generation, so they don't have to fight. Every time we're out here, we're getting rid of one of those nails in the coffin of the future of the generation of the 10th Ward. All right, I'm done. Thank you very much.
Hello guys. I spoke earlier on behalf of my little sister, and I'm spoken right now. I'm going to speak on the behalf of what I've written about Black Lives Matter at the center of the struggle for collective liberation.
Can people in the back here?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, I'll get louder. All right. So first, I'd like to acknowledge and thank everybody who's come here today, because we've gathered, and that's the first step to making change. We're showing empathy. We're here and we're gathered, and that means that this is worth talking about. And so we acknowledge that because we're all here. Yeah. Now I wanted to talk about why we're here. Because of Black Lives Matter. And there seems to be some confusion on what this means, so I wanted to clear it up. People say all lives matter, and I'm like, no duh, right? Life is precious, life is fragile, life is beautiful, and life is worth living. Life deserves to be lived, no matter what color, what age, where you're from, who you decide to love, who who you feel you are on the inside and how you choose to reflect that on your exterior, your life matters. So I'm like, no duh, that all lives matter. But can we go a little bit further, and can we collectively open up about an issue we have here in the USA? Can we stop ignoring our problems and address them like mature adults do? Can we admit that black people are being jailed at significantly larger rates than white counterparts? Can we admit that schools and extracurricular programs for our youth and funds are being cut in our neighborhoods and communities? Can we admit that we are living in places where fresh produce is hard to come by? Can we admit that black men, George Floyd, Philando Castile, black women, Rakia Boyd, Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, black children are being murdered because of an irrational fear due to the color of their skin? Nicholas Hayward was 13. Tamir Rice was 12. Ayanna Stanley Jones was 7. Trayvon Martin was 17. Can we admit that we have a problem of racism in this country? This is why we say Black Lives Matter. At the very least matter. There's an American woman by the name of Mary Matsuda, and she reminds us that we all have a deliberate choice to see the world from the standpoint of the oppressed. Put the most systematically oppressed person at the center of efforts in making change. Put Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, Mike Brown into the center of the conversation when we are making laws, funding schools, building our communities, trying to eradicate and get rid of racism, racial violence, beyond excessive uses of police force. When we can think like this collectively, not only will black lives be allowed to be lived, but people of color all over the country will be able to live more peacefully. Until people of color are treated equally and given the equal opportunity to breathe, until black men are allowed to breathe, until black women are allowed to sleep, until black children are allowed to play, we have to say Black Lives Matter. This country has the potential to be great. We have diversity, we have the resources needed for progressive education, we have opportunities for economic equality and liberation, we have the potential to live beautifully here in this country and peacefully. We must recognize these privileges that are afforded to us here so we can not only boast of our potential, but fulfill it and step up to offer not just our citizens, but the world a perspective of life that is inclusive, united, purposeful, and peaceful. Yeah. I'd like to take this moment also to say thank you to the protesters and demonstrations of the Black Lives Matter movements in Germany, England, New Zealand, Australia, and across the world that recognizes that this movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, is not just for black people, but it's a movement for people of color all over the globe. It's a movement for justice. It's a movement for peace, love, light, and it's a movement for coexistence. Thank you guys for allowing me to be here today. I feel so energized, and I feel anger, and I feel love, and I feel peace, and I feel happy that other people are willing to stand here and we'll fight together. So that's encouraging. Thank you.
Gatorade?
No, that's how you do it again. Yes.
All right, here we go. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hi.
I don't have no fancy speech written. But this is my third protest. Woo! So I just wanted to say something I've been hearing a lot, and what I just heard is all lives matter. And I am living, breathing proof that all lives matter. I'm Puerto Rican, Mexican, Jamaican, and African American. Sorry, I'm really hoarse right now, so I'm sorry if I'm quiet. But what I wanted to say is that not. Sorry, my thoughts are really confused. Everyone matters, and no matter if your sexual orientation is anything besides straight, or if you are white, Mexican, black, you know, Puerto Rican, Indian, Native American, my bad. Everyone matters. And what makes me so upset is that police and politicians, people in power who are supposed to enable us to be who we want to be in the land of the free, do not understand that everyone matters, no matter what. It makes me sad as a young person seeing all of this corruption and honestly all this disgusting stuff in the world, and knowing that I have to grow up into this environment and knowing that I'm gonna have to really fight to make this right, even as a child. I am a girl who has 2 younger siblings, both mixed as well. My little sister, right now all she sees on the news is all this stuff about the protests, the riots, the looting, and police being, well, brutal to people who look just like her. And how is she supposed to process that? The fact that she has to process that as a 3-year-old young woman is absolutely disgusting. It shouldn't be this way. And my little brother is a 13-year-old young black man who is bigger built, taller than me, and every day I'm scared to take him out or to even bring him to protest, because I'm like, anything he does can be seen as a threat by a police officer, and he could be put in danger for no other reason than speaking his truth and being brown. Brown, not specifically black, not specifically Mexican, but brown. If you're any shade of brown, these police don't care if you're indigenous, if you're black, if you're Latino. They don't care. They're gonna shoot you. They're gonna pin you to the ground, put their knees on your neck, no matter what. And it sucks. It's disgusting. Like I said, my thoughts are a little scattered. I'm excited right now, and I'm hoarse. So. And my father is a fully black man, and when I see black fathers, black men being attacked and brutalized by the police, it hurts me, because I'm like, that could easily be my father, easily, with no question. And it scares me thinking that at any time we go out, when we drive, we could be pulled over by a racist cop, and my father's life could easily be gone in a matter of seconds. That's not fair. That's not fair to me as a child, that I have to grow up in the land of the free, where freedom is not even a reality. People come here from miles away, many different countries from across the world, to a place where they think they're going to be able to be free and be themselves and not have to worry about violence, about brutality, about being oppressed. And yet they come here to this country where it's the same thing. False advertising, man. Like, if you come here and you're running from violence, where your family is in danger, thinking that you're going to finally find peace and comfort, to drive down the street to go get some milk from the grocery store and then have some racist cops knee on your neck, like, what is that? For no reason. It's gross. It's gross. And I could use a worse word, but I'm not going to.
And remember, it's a product of colonization. It's a product of whiteness.
Exactly. America, I read a quote. It said, America is a stolen land built by people stolen from their land. And that's facts. No prison. Like, seriously. The colonizers came here and stole this beautiful land from a beautiful people, and then stole beautiful people from a beautiful land to build this country. And what do we have to show for it? Nothing. Our people dying, our blood spilled, knees on our necks for no other reason than the fact that we are brown. What type of justice is that? These police are employed to enforce the law, enforce justice, but all they're enforcing is the oppression of black people. We're not the minority, we're the majority, and that's why they continue to split us up, to kill us, to spill our blood, because they know if there were enough of us that got our common sense and came together, this would be our country, and that
their lives, what they've made us believe will become a reality, and they don't want that. This is their system. This is how they make their money. This is their institution. And if that institution falls, they fall too. So we cannot be allowed to be strong. We cannot be allowed to be united. We cannot be allowed to be one nation, one people in a land of freedom. And it's gross. There's everywhere you look, everywhere you go, you see institutions. You see a system that is rigged against brown people for the pale people, for the colonizers, for the people on top making the big bucks, who have to keep us down. They have to step on us to stay where they are. We are the building blocks that make them. And just like those building blocks, man, we're laid on top of each other, bodies stacked up high so that they can sit on their throne in their castles and continue to make it happen. Because they like where they are, and they can't allow us to get where they are, because too many people can't be on the top in their eyes. And it sucks because if you think about it, our African brothers came from a country where they were princes, they were kings, they were princesses, they were empowered, and they were happy, and they were taken care, and they had all that people. They had their land, they had their ways, they had all that stuff away from them. Everything was stripped away from our brown brothers. All for what? So that the white man has more money in his pocket. What is that? What type of country, what type of world is that? Where that is allowed, where that is okay, where that is somehow justified. And people like us, people who really do care to gather here, what do we get for? Nobody listens to us. So we have to make them listen to us. At the end of the day, this is our country, our land, we built this, okay? So we gotta take it back. We gotta step up, all colors, no matter what. Like I said, indigenous, Puerto Rican, black, we all have to stand together, and we all have to take our country back by any means necessary. Any means necessary. Martin Luther King, a riot is the voice of the people unheard. So whether it has to escalate to a riot, I hope not, but we gotta do what we gotta do to get our voices heard. We gotta do what we gotta do to make this country what it was supposed to be, what it was meant to be. So, thank you guys for letting me get up here, man.
Oh, there she go. Look, where the hell she go? Before she can get up. Good.
Good afternoon. My name is Shitty. I'm part of the Brown Beret. On behalf of the Brown Beret, we all agree that all lives matter, but despite that, we do know that this is wrong. What they did to George Floyd and to Brown Taylor, and I know personally that the way that they treat colored people is not fair, because I have a half black sister. And when she was being abused as she was growing up, nobody did anything. Nobody tried helping her right before I was even born. And it took white people to go and call the cops to report what was going on to my sister as she was being mistreated. And it took a long time for her to get her freedom and her justice done and be put in a system, and I have not seen my sister since. So, but I really didn't have a speech prepared, but I do know all of that, and we all deserve justice no matter what color we are. We all are people. We are equal.
We all have something to say. And it is a beautiful thing to be coming together on something that we all believe in. Like,